Yo, my brothers, my sisters, and my ballers. Welcome back to another match day of What's Football with our fans, with your favorite social football analyst, Tsepiso Pizzi, aka Tebzoro. To the ballers passing by, I hope you like what you see because I surely like what I do. And make sure to join the returning ballers who continue to show me gang love and appreciation by liking, commenting, as well as to subscribe. So over the past week, we've seen the 30-man shortlist of the Ballon d'Or come out with many eyebrows being raised, and then came the FIFA Best nominees with only 12 names on that list. I mean, what's the point of that list? Rather just give us the best 5. In any case, if you're going to give us 12 with names being far-fetched to make that list. Like during recent times, it feels like it's being validated as to why these individual awards are starting to lose value and why the Ballon d'Or has more prestige than the FIFA Best Awards. Now for me, growing up, my ballers, I knew about the FIFA World Player of the Year awards. You know, that was the main one that I knew growing up. That was the main one that caught my attention as it was viewed on TV, whilst the Ballon d'Ors and the FIFA Best Awards were still separate. There's certain players who have not won FIFA Best Award but have won a Ballon d'Or who feel like should never ever be labelled as the best player in that year. You know, one certain Pavel Nedved won in 2003 rather than a Thierry Henry or Zinedine Zidane gaining another Ballon d'Or. 2004, it was fair seeing Andrei Shevchenko win the Ballon d'Or even though Thierry Henry was snubbed again, but on the FIFA World Player of the Year side, Ronaldinho won it, and eventually the following year defended his title with also gaining the Ballon d'Or. Michael Owen had a stellar 2020-2021 season, or 2000 and 2001 season, gaining the Ballon d'Or award. So in all honesty, I only viewed the FIFA Best Award, and then they ended up being merged, and now with them being separated again, we see snubs again. 2021, infamously, Lionel Messi won the award instead of Robert Lewandowski. But we still continue to watch awards and will continue to put a lot of attention as well as criticism on them. In saying that, my ballers, I'm going to go through the names who I feel shouldn't be on both lists and who should be replaced as these players were snubbed. So for the Ballon d'Or awards, inside the 30-man shortlist, I would not have Andre Onana, and with the FIFA Best nominees, I would not have Marcelo Brozovic. Marcelo Brozovic is the only player outside of Europe currently applying his trade elsewhere who's nominated for the FIFA Best Award. Andre Onana wasn't even a number 1 goalkeeper to start off the season at Inter Milan. He only started to play halfway through the season in helping Inter Milan improve defensively, with them having a good run in the Champions League and having an amazing cup run domestically with them winning the Coppa Italia. But in all honesty, there wasn't enough for him, in my opinion, to gain a Ballon d'Or nominee, and nor was there enough for Brozovic, who was key for Inter Milan but also missed a few crucial games, like the first leg of the semi-final in the Champions League against AC Milan, where the Inter Milan midfield three of Çalhanoğlu, Barella and Mkhitaryan produced a brilliant midfield performance. Now people may say I'm a bit biased to Inter Milan, but it's not that. Like, these people didn't do anything to deserve those nominations. Yes, Brozovic played for Croatia in helping them reach the semi-finals at the World Cup, but it was a great collective performance from the team, and the main person who we remember from Croatia during that World Cup is the goalkeeper in Lakovic and Gvardiol bringing up his name in world football. Now to replace those two nominees, my ballers, with the Ballon d'Or nominations, I'd have Marcus Rashford in Andre Onana's place. The man had a brilliant season for Manchester United, being the leading talisman in helping them gain back their place in the Champions League by making the top 4, finishing 3rd place in the league, reaching the FA Cup final, going deep into the Europa League competitions before being knocked out by Sevilla in the quarterfinals, as well as winning the Carabao Cup. Marcus Rashford was finally able to produce a 30-goal season, He scored more than 20 goals in the Premier League. He produced many moments of brilliance off of the left wing, with a player like Weghorst helping him well in being a striker with great hold-up play and feeding him, producing space in behind for Marcus Rashford to take over. I'd certainly have Marcus Rashford being nominated in Andre Onana's place, and in my opinion he was unfairly snubbed for the nomination. And the player who I'd have in Marcelo Brozovic's place for the FIFA Best nominees, who I'll also include in the Ballon d'Or nominees with me taking out another player soon, is Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Now my ballers, you may look at Barcelona's clean sheet record for last season and say, yeah, this defense was hot. They had many 1-0 wins, and that defense was always challenged. But the last line of defense had a man named Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who in my opinion was last season's MVP in La Liga, and who definitely brought the league title home for Barcelona. He only conceded 18 goals with him producing 28 clean sheets. Imagine 28 clean sheets in the league. Marc-Andre ter Stegen deserved to have been nominated for the FIFA Best nominees, and in moving swiftly right along back into the Ballon d'Ors, I also have him nominated, with me taking out Yassine Bono. Okay, now it's not like I'm trying to cast a spell over my fellow Africans, but apart from doing well with Morocco at the World Cup, in having them produce history and being the first African nation to reach the semi-finals of the World Cup, what else did he do in La Liga? Sevilla finished 12th, guys. Yes, they lost their great centre-backs in Jules Koundé as well as Carlos moving to Aston Villa. But with the replacements brought in, you're supposed to still keep up in being a top 4 team. Eventually they were lucky in making the Champions League by doing so through winning the Europa League, with Jose Mendibar being brought in as the coach in March, and then they were able to have their name to bring out a performance to reach the Champions League. But as for Yassine Bono being nominated, he is a great goalkeeper that I rate highly, but he does not deserve to be in the 30-man shortlist for the Ballon d'Or. That's my true opinion, and I'd have him replaced by Marc-Andre ter Stegen. I've already said enough about Marc-Andre ter Stegen with what he did at Barcelona, and in moving to the FIFA Best nominations, I'd take out Declan Rice. I don't know how his name even made the list. West Ham finished in the bottom half this season. Yes, they may have won the Conference League, and he was able to get a big signing to Arsenal. He had a decent World Cup with helping England reach the quarterfinals. But what did he do to deserve a nomination as well as one of the 12 best players recognized by FIFA across the previous year? I can't say what he did to honestly earn that. In his place for the FIFA Best nomination, I'd have none other than Vinicius Jr. Vinicius Jr. Arguably, if not the best natural winger in the world. The best left winger who continued to push on with form for Real Madrid, producing great moments and leading the team on during moments where Karim Benzema was out injured. This man was the shining light of Real Madrid last season, with them not being able to win the league nor the Champions League, but in gaining the Copa del Rey success. He was the main shining light, supported by the likes of Rodrigo, Valverde having a strong start to the season, and Camavinga coming into his own. Vinicius Jr. definitely deserves to be nominated as one of the 12 best players for the FIFA Best nominee, producing a season where he was capable, in actual fact, able to get 20 goals and 20 assists. It's mad to not see him on the list. But these things happen, my ballers, and we just end up continuing with the last players who I'll be taking out of the list in the Ballon d'Or list. For me, Kolo Muani doesn't deserve to be there. And y'all know that there's a certain feeling I have towards him, which I have still not healed from the World Cup. Yes, he did well for Frankfurt, they played in the Champions League, but what else more? He was able to get the move to PSG, but what else more in being one of the 30 best players? For me, he definitely doesn't deserve to be on that list. And unfortunately, with him being there, I would replace him with John Stones. If anything, John Stones made a great return last season and started to truly fulfill his potential at Man City. He's the main player I'd have in his place, and he was the one player who I feel was unfortunate not to make the Ballon d'Or 30-man shortlist. With Man City being able to win the treble last season, he definitely deserved to be there. John Stones was immense for Man City at the back and deeper into the season, with him having an auxiliary role from defense into midfield in partnering Rodri, which helped Man City overtake Arsenal in claiming league glory, as well as beat Man United in the FA Cup final, where if it wasn't for Gundogan's goals, the man of the match in that game was definitely John Stones, who produced an amazing performance in the final before helping City win the Champions League final. For me, he'd definitely be in that list of the Ballon d'Or 30-man shortlist, and in saying that, I'd probably also have him ahead of Julian Alvarez in the FIFA best nominees. If we're just picking 12 players to be nominated as the best in the world. Now yes, Julian Alvarez had a great season in being a second striker at Man City, still producing the stats, still scoring almost 20 goals in the season, being the main partner of Lionel Messi in attack for Argentina at the World Cup and helping them claim global glory. I see why he was nominated, but I wouldn't have him as one of the 12 best players across the past 12 months. John Stones for me was snubbed, and I'd have him replace the player in Julian Alvarez for the FIFA best nominees. I hope to hear you guys share your comments and tell me who you'd have snubbed and who you feel deserve to be there, who I have taken out of the list. An unlucky player may have been Toni Kroos, who is underrated. Rafael Leao was also not placed in the FIFA best nomination, nor was he in the Ballon d'Or 30-man shortlist. Maybe those two should have been in. For me, I feel like there is a case to have them out, hence why I have not included them. But in saying that, my ballers, I hope y'all enjoyed this match day. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And until next time, live long.